can share it to the page anymore. It doesn't let, unless I copy it.
We cry for peace, Africa, 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 yeah. Mama Africa, we cry for peace, Africa.
Chiamo, chifu, chiamo. Wa bebe biano wa waswama. Wa bebe biano wa waswama. Them say ahanum Australia nti ahanum de anwumre 6:13 anwumre 6:13 na ohwa ase esum ne kokkom kakra yem say onso o Ghana ade achon eti yebeka say good morning o abrochi baby bia obi enim say ho nso ade ayeden achen nti yebeka say good morning to you all family. I know say every time I say the moment you see a Butrika Nation and Obroni Yasantua sit down, please don't go, just stay in and share the video, because we plan and we prepare harder so that we can give the right information for our people. So if you are here, please don't go, just stay. What can we do? You and me, what can we do? So just let us join in hands. Na yen fight it, the yen no kre, the truth, and from a audience. Na yen konkoye ni. Now together we can make it. Into what will be a bomodin ne share video near the mammy. Bomodin ne share video ne mammy, Miss Row, who have bomodin ne share. A Butrika Nation, Obroni Yasantua. When we sit down like this, we bring something that is more deep, that can help you and can help me and our motherland Africa and the whole world. And TNT nyum kakra na yen started jumadi and Mr. Ha Sherman. But see our diamond. We have diamond.
Act like you plan to get it right on that spot.
Yeah. Michiamo, Nana Samuel Christie.
And you know, you talk about the diamonds without not anybody realizing that's exactly where this program is heading.
Yeah. So Nana Christie, Faustina Rasco to come, me tuchama, me nuaba, yes, me ankasa, me ma, me sister, me my ankasa bibia, Faustina, Michiao be brave, wow, her bia, Miss Robo, more than a war video, no so mommy. This video need to go so far. And this is what we need. We just want to find a way that we can solve the solution. Now it's a matter of solution. This is not a time we sit down and talk about sorry like unnecessary things. This is a matter of solution. How we can do to solve the problem. We should come together, help the government, help the leaders so that we can build the nation and also save lives. Tiwa will be a share mommy. Simon, Anon, my brother, I salute you. Then you know Africa.
Say you can see any Treka,
We are number one. Hey, Tracker, eba ensemu pensemu. Say yen dwedwem, ni can see any Tracker. We are number one.
Yo, adofo atiefoɔ me nuanom me bra me papa me maame nom me sisters me brothers obi a me wɔ fanom mo a mo ha nyinaa we say good morning to you and thanks for your time to come to join us to just educate ourselves what we can do. It's all about this coronavirus, but it's beyond the coronavirus. We are here just to give information that will help you and me, my family, and your family. So, Obroni Asantua, thank you very much for today again, because we don't normally come and sit down like this. And this particular program is for you.
No.
Yeah, it's for I would say it's for you because
you were tired of hearing me complain about how annoyed I am with some of the information that's out there.
Yeah, so this program is for you.
Yeah,
we give like if I'm in Australia and what Australia government is doing for me to be safe, what US government is doing for you for the citizens to be safe, Europe, wherever you are, what your leader is doing so that you people also can be safe. That is what we are coming to address many things. So I will plead everybody who is now doing a live video, use the information that your government is doing so that you too can talk about it and people back home too can learn something from it. We can't leave the job for only government. We have to play part of this critical condition now.
Can I jump in there quickly? Because, a lot of the videos and stuff that we've done before, some of the stuff that we've actually talked about is the media and their responsibility to the public. Well, we too here who sit in social media also have a responsibility to the public and to the people who listen to us and who will then spread that message. So it's important that when we have something like this, if we have information that can be of assistance, that can help, that we also give that information and give it accurately and not about your own theory. So make sure whatever information you're giving is as accurate as you can possibly get it to be.
Yeah. So thank you. Habibi Hassan Mechiao, how are you? And Kwame Peter Mensa Mechiao, so Simon Mechiamo, wow, Habiano. Now I share video now. So as I said now, today we are going to talk about things that you have put in down. We have sit down, do the
and there is a lot of information, and if I go fast, because I do tend to talk too fast sometimes, please just say slow down.
Yeah,
and
if the English too is too much, like if the English too is too quicker, just let us know. Catch in brofono a contentem into a beba from kakra. And
I'm trying to keep it to the point because I don't want to bore people with medical terminology and stuff like that. Also,
so now, as I said, I will just jump in on and off, because if I start fire, so Obroni Asantua, I'm here, and I give you the this to just start the program for me.
All right, so we're talking about this coronavirus, right? And I know, can I just say, before we start anything, if you look at any video that we have ever made, you will see me scratching. It's just a bad habit, and B, I have a McLaren, it's always itchy. So I know, you're not supposed to touch your face. I get it. I've disinfected, so just before anybody starts commenting about this, I can't help it, okay? I haven't left the house, so we're fine. So if we want to start with this coronavirus, the first thing I think, if we just touch on quickly before I get into all of the big words and stuff, is the symptoms. Yeah. So what you're looking at when you're looking at, it starts as a sore throat, scratchy throat.
That the symptoms that you can see.
Just very general.
The general symptoms.
And the reason they're dangerous is because they're the same symptoms as a cough, a cold, sore throat infection. Yeah. And it's exactly that. So sore throat starts with a dry, irritating cough, can then become like a more, what we would call, so gross, a wet cough, so you can actually feel and hear the stuff rumbling in your chest. fever is the really important one. You can go and have all of the symptoms for coronavirus and not have a fever, and chances are you don't have it. So those are the general symptoms: body aches, pain. So all of the standard symptoms that you would have for a virus is the same as what you're going to be facing with coronavirus. The important thing is when you start to get that temperature and you start to have the difficulty with breathing, that it becomes more serious.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
So just because you have those symptoms doesn't necessarily mean it's corona, but you do need to be tested, because chances are with what's going on, it can be that.
It can be that.
Right.
Yeah.
So what I want to talk about is how this virus actually makes us sick, and the more serious side of it, because people seem to just think, oh, it's just a virus, it's just a virus. For some people, it's just a virus, but for other people, it's just not.
It's not.
It's just not. So how this thing makes us sick, right? So this virus works by hijacking the machinery. So what we also know is this is a lung-based. The virus is essentially, it starts in the lungs. Okay. So it's the virus works by hijacking the machinery inside your own body's cells, right? So it attacks those cells to make more copies of itself. So it's multiplying and it's mutating itself, which then becomes infection. So we know, as I said, that this virus is attacking the lungs.
So it attacks the lungs.
It's attacking the lungs. Yes, and this is a really important part of why this virus is so serious. So this infection, it then activates the immune system. So anytime you're sick with any kind of virus, flu, cold, whatever, it activates the immune system, and the immune system jumps into action. Usually by creating inflammation, which is very dangerous when the infection is in the lungs. Right. So it attacks the lungs. So the infection activates the immune system, which leads to inflammation. Inflammation of the lungs will give pneumonia-like symptoms, okay? So, and it can also lead to pneumonia itself, so bacterial pneumonia.
Through this, no, ebeboa ma yenso yenuanom ye papanom a mo fie so atima yeden asua bibia yeden afrin oba hema nana kua afriye oba kokudrofo mechiao bebre.
So now, as far as this virus multiplies itself, the immune system goes into overdrive, right? So the immune system knows there's a virus, it creates inflammation, the virus multiplies, the immune system has a panic attack and creates more inflammation. So it then overcompensates with inflammation, okay, and that then spirals out of control. So what you end up with is a viral pneumonia, which is the air sacs in the lungs then fill with fluid, which is essentially that rattle, the wet, the stuff that you will spit out when you, I don't want to say it because it's such a yuck word. Your lungs will fill with fluid, which makes it difficult to breathe. Now, having difficulty breathing and your air sacs are filled with fluid, you interrupt the exchange of oxygen between the air and what you breathe in, and what then gets distributed in your blood. So now you have falling blood oxygen levels. Now the oxygen in your blood is carried to your organs. So now your organs are getting less oxygen, right? So this then puts pressure on the heart, the lungs, the kidneys, and all of the other organs that the blood is carrying oxygen to. So the virus then also has a secondary part. So the virus also attacks the lining of the lungs. Now the lining of the lungs is there to protect the lungs from bacteria. So when it attacks that, it's now exposed and it's open to bacteria. So the bacteria will then can invade more easily. So this then leads to a secondary bacterial pneumonia, which can also lead to death, right? So by this then can enter, because it's now a bacteria, it's not viral, it can now enter the bloodstream and thereby shutting down the organs in the body. So your heart, your lungs, your kidneys, those things
start to shut
because
down.
The bacteria is now it's in a bacterial infection. So right?
So now they started to get weaker.
Yes, well, the not being able, the oxygen not being able to travel through the body, so your organs are now under stress. And then the bacterial infection, because it's removed the lining of the lungs, you now get a bacteria in your lungs, which creates an infection that gets into your blood, that spreads to the organs, and then your organs will systematically start to shut down. All right. So
we no nti wo so wo ho a na why den na wo hunu symptoms a ba wo ho so wo hunu symptoms a wo hwe a wo feeling wo ho no so na wo hunu say ade die because this thing no just a normal sick normal sick yeah sick yeah bia but because of this coronavirus asa ba be ka ho se wo sa yade ni binum na it get you so it very dangerous. That is why we have started here to let you to know what symptoms, what even when we talk about even sickness no krana dear ye nim wo ho so dear ye nim wo ho what can make us to know say hey I have this sickness already, so this is how I need to protect myself, because if I have this kind of sickness and I'm protecting me ho me kura bi wa ya mintimi nhumi o na mintimi nhumi kura ya de be na ewo mi mu eti se wan hunu sa no ma we na ama ehu bi mpo ammo am wan twe ho afiri sa yare boni we ya eden ye enya bo mu ana wo de ko eti na ye kire me so or broni asanto atena se a wo tena se nkakra kra wo kire kire say ye beti as ye broni asanto.
Thank you. So in some cases it's not going to be as severe as this, but when it gets it, there's no turning back. So in severe cases such as these, ventilation and heart and lung machines are required for survival, because this thing, your lungs will fill with fluid, and then you can no longer breathe for yourself. You will need to be put on a ventilator so that you can then breathe, and the oxygen can travel through your blood to those organs, thereby saving your life.
Okay, so when it get to this level, and maybe before you can even get to breathe and all that stuff, because your system has been already locked.
Yes, and it's a really important thing to remember too, is with that locking, with that your lungs and everything here filling up with the mucus. Now, any medication that you can be given can't get through
where the sickness
to that into the lungs,
yes,
which is why
I get it.
It's really not something we can treat with an antibiotic or things.
So we need
like
to
that.
get the ventilator or
ventilator.
What? Yeah, the ventilator.
And now, when you look up a ventilator, you're going to come up, because I am talking about the literal machine that you will be pinned to in hospital that will be breathing for you.
Oh, this
thing will help you breathe. Yeah. Yes. So not just this, not just the air, not just the one in the nose. We're talking about the one that will breathe. Yeah. Now you have ventilator masks, which is just a mask. That's not the machine. I'm talking about a machine breathing for you.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So now, if you already have a compromised immune system, this is where this thing gets really dangerous. So if you already have a compromised immune system, or you are aged over, in this part of the world, aged over 60, in other areas, we have differences in age and life expectancy. So perhaps maybe your side, it could be. So once you get aged over 60 or become what we call elderly.
This is Lucifer, Aquaba.
That's a Kwesi Beko.
One, not this.
No, it is. Look, read it. He said it's his other account. He's in jail.
You are in jail. Okay.
So once you are over 60, your risk of death if you contract this virus is far greater than someone with no underlying conditions. Now, it doesn't mean you are more prone to catch it. It means if you get it, you are more likely to suffer and die.
Yeah, that means in that age, if you have those kind of sickness,
and not just about age too.
Not in terms of
compromised immune system as well. Yeah.
So in terms of if you are in that bit, it's like to fight it is very hard.
Right.
Yeah.
Which is why, like here, what I will talk about now here. So when we talk about a compromised immune system, that's people who are over a certain age. And that's not, you may be the healthiest person on the planet, but you are over a certain age, so your immune system is not as tough.
Yeah, it's not stronger like
right.
You
so then you also have underlying conditions. So some of the highest existing illnesses affecting Ghana and Africa, as it were, are also the top pre-existing immune compromising illnesses that are causing the deaths with this virus.
Okay.
You get me?
Yeah.
So
I would jump in, just stay there. So please, if you are here, try as much as possible, and here you put a note well.
And look, I know everyone's talking about the virus, and it's all over the news, but
now we are entering our territory, which is Ghana. And what is in Ghana? What is in Ghana now? Now, the sickness that Ghanaians are facing, Africa continent, we are facing is what this disease don't like.
Yeah, well, it likes it because it helps.
That is right. There's the problem we Africans we have, the kind of sickness that we have back home in Africa, in my country, Ghana. This is what this sickness don't want on person in any base, because the moment Obenya sad, the nature said, we so now we'll continue
right,
from
so
there.
if you have one of these immune compromising diseases, as I said, the highest existing illnesses affecting Ghana and Africa are also the top immune compromising diseases that are causing the deaths if you catch this virus. So we're talking about diabetes, heart disease, hypertension, and lower respiratory disease. Now, all of these things are already lowering the immune system, right? So when this virus infects those carrying these diseases, the overreaction from the immune system is vast and quick, because it's already on edge,
yes.
right? We have hypertension, heart disease, diabetes, lower respiratory. So the immune system is already on edge, it's already firing, and then this virus enters. So the overreaction is vast, and it's fast. It's really, really quick. So in some cases like this, the intervention that would be needed to save your life cannot be done, because by the time you get to where you need to be, that immune system has already gone into overdrive, and you are now too frail for that intervention to do anything. They cannot intervene. You will die because they can't. You are already too sick, right?
So that means when you have this diabetes
and this is also for those over
a certain age. Okay, if you have this kind of sickness, that means if this corona what you there will so what I say, it will this kind of sickness is what Africans, what Ghana for you face a lot. Diabetes,
hypertension, diabetes, heart disease,
and
lower lung respiratory.
That is the most thing that even back home in Africa, I'll use Ghana.
Sorry, can I jump in? The reason that we're doing this is because of the comment that this person, that the fact that corona is too weak to kill Africans.
Yes, that's it.
This is why I'm sitting here doing this.
What is his name? Is it Sekite Julius or what? Yes, your name if I'm right.
So what? Can I just address it? Because what he says, the last time I watched you and that gentleman, you claimed you are here to save Africa out of the conspiracies of the West. You're damn right. The conspiracy out of the West for this is that it doesn't affect Africans, and it bloody well does, and that's why I'm sitting here. So keep your ridiculous comments to yourself. This is why it will destroy Africa, because of people like you.
Okay. My brother, you know, in times of this time, we need to come together. As somebody that I can see, a gentleman like you, you know, you are very nice. If you are a man, if you are whatever, you see, this is this type of people that we need you, so that we can come together and bring ideas. Nobody is a specialist. Nobody is a perfect, you know. We are not trying to divert the topic, but let me address my brother as a sensible and a good-looking man like you. We expecting you to be the Pan-Africanist. Then we can fight and get our continent Africa, and everybody should be free. Not about the ways that you were explaining there. Understand? And spending your time writing and this. I think you two search which country you are, search it well, and educate people. I think it will be the best for us. Okay? So I'm sorry to block you, to say bye-bye, because you are not here to help to build the Africa that we want. Okay? So calm down, okay?
On that note, so did you want to continue with this, or I can continue?
Yeah, where
you were talking about the immune system that can kill people if it's already compromised.
So when we talk about these diseases that is going, what we Africans we have already, what we Africans we have already, we have a lot of problem about diabetes and whatever, and this and that, which even we don't have a solution for it. We don't even have a solution for it. People have been dying in Ghana every time for this kind of sicknesses. So if we don't take care of ourselves and this
Now,
getting,
it's important though to understand that that despite all of what we've just said, that this thing does not discriminate, right? This virus does not discriminate on age, race, or gender.
so
okay?
this one should go to this guy. This
Yes.
virus, it doesn't discriminate everything. It doesn't say you are white, so I won't touch you.
Look,
It
I'm
doesn't
sorry,
say,
but at
"Oh,
the
this-"
end of the day, every color on the planet of this earth came from black. Black started all of the only a woman is a black woman who has the mitochondrial DNA to create any other color other than black. So if I am white, I'm white because of a black woman. So we all came from you guys.
The pen maybe took my eyes.
Sorry. We all came from you guys. So this thing does not discriminate, okay? It doesn't discriminate gender, age, race, teens, 20s, 30s, etc. All walks of life can contract this virus. And all of those ages, races, and whatever can also get to the seriousness. It doesn't just attack you. The seriousness isn't just about, oh, if only, so then fine, I don't have diabetes, so if I get it, I'm fine. No, it can still get you. You can be 30 years old, fit, healthy. You can be you, training with your football every day, working, lifting, whatever, and still get this thing. And it can get you to that level of seriousness.
Yes.
So, anything?
Yeah. So like this one doesn't mean so. Me, I'm a young man. Me, coronavirus. Ghana could be me catch us and me coronavirus could so or beba manim. Coronavirus is so or beba wanim. Because what is going on in this world, you don't know. That is why you can sit home in Ghana. Now or catch that will say me coronavirus. Usro crash or beba manim coronavirus massa coronavirus chewa obeti odui wo busuafo obepo wonafofo obepo wonkasa wonhu obusuampo se wonyame bo na utimi firim dia wa firim ade na ye ka no a empanifo se montena fie anase mo hwɛ mo ho yie na mo ntwe mo ho no eye se mo me eno ne ye kese.
Mr. Black, I'm so glad that you wrote that, because absolutely, when I was doing this research, I actually found papers with dates that predated 2019 that had the words coronavirus in it. So he's absolutely accurate, and I will tell you why this was created. That's where I'm getting now, because of what this guy said. I almost want to jump to that my other stuff, but we just continue.
Just continue.
So what
Thank
to talk
you.
about?
Well,
Yeah,
this
perfect.
is what
Because
we
I'm
want.
coming. I will tell you. I'm going. I will tell you.
This is what we want. This is what we need to do.
His ears are tired because I've been telling him all week. It's this, and I need to say something.
Yeah.
Because...
So that's why I said just make the flow.
If we want to talk. Where is Tia?
Now she's going to call Tia to come and help you.
So if we want to just talk quickly about how it's passed, right? Because this what we know about this virus, and there's reasons why we have the quarantine and self-isolation and social distancing and all of this thing. This thing is passed so ridiculously, right? So we're looking at surfaces. This virus can stay alive on surfaces for over 5 days.
So my brother, my sisters that we are here. Mr. Henry, chiao pa Kwame Taylor Jr. Me bra chiao bibri. So Tia.
Thank you.
Tia, you were playing with her before, and now that we are doing something, you left her alone. Now that we are busy doing something, then see what she's doing there. Sorry for interrupt. So now this coronavirus no yade na aba ye nyina ka ho asem ni bi me pa acho me bra wo hwe me nua me obi minim se obi anim ye nyina obi anim o but nya obi anso nanim eti ye nka nkire ye nua se me kan sem a me ma me mo me mabusuafo wo fie frɛ me wa na omo ka coronavirus na asem kire me no mahu se Ghana have never educate anybody about coronavirus. Ghana have never educate anything about coronavirus than to give wrong information for our parents who are home, who are villages.
And this wrong information starts at what it is, how it spreads, where it's from, to
That
the
is it.
numbers that are infecting. And that's those numbers of how many Africans or how many people in Ghana or any country in Africa that are affected is a flow on from what is happening outside, which is what I will get to later.
So I know I'm jumping
No,
in.
jump.
No. This thing, most of the people back home doesn't know. Say coronavirus, no, it can stay on the surface for this kind of 5 days. Some people don't know. Oh, what they know, say, oh,
So look, what that means is, I pick my pen, I put my pen, I leave it there. It sits there for 3 days. This guy comes home from work and picks up that pen, puts it down, wipes his nose. That's it. That is all it takes.
So
it is that simple. That pen sat there for 3 days. Nobody touched it. But I've got the virus. I sneezed. I touch my pen. I put my pen down. I don't even know I've got the virus. I just sneezed. I didn't know I was sick. And I put my pen down. And this is our pen that we've been fighting over. So you see it now, you will come and steal my pen and maybe rub your nose.
We should...
Or put your hand on a cup and drink
it. You see, that is what we want the nation. The nation should come and teach. That is what we want our people to come and teach. For more examples and more like practicals from the public, for the public. Then you show them how it transmitted, how it is. On the surface, it can stay there for 5 days. Let's ask ourselves, our village, did we know, say, some of our villages is sorry for like Yankurasi. When we say Yadia we put me dinner a sorrow for 5 days, or munim. Adia Muniman say, oh, call Ronsa, Katawhene, call Ronsa, Katawhene. And no corn woman, Obroni Yasantua can kind of remember.
So we talked and that one's just surfaces. So we know coughing and sneezing. So now they're telling people don't cover your mouth, like cover with your elbow and all those sort of things. Some things that people don't consider is that this thing can actually come in on your shoes. So if I've got the virus and I cough,
it can stay on the shoe.
And some of that saliva hits even just the ground. We just said it can stay on the surface for 5 days. And somebody walks over that. And then they walk into their house and they walk across their floor and their 4-month-old baby crawls across where they walked. That can pass the virus on. It's that simple. You talked about villages. How do people get to the villages? By bus. So if you've got the virus and you're sitting on the bus and you hold a handle or you hold the back of the chair in front of you. Oh, good luck with that. So you hold that chair and then the next person comes and holds the chair and then the next person comes and...
Erica someone
comes and holds the chair. That's how this virus can be passed. We know it can be passed with hands, which is probably the most common. So what I would do is, all right, okay, let's say I want to go and buy a drink. So I go to the supermarket. Whoever was there before me opened the fridge and they've got...
We should listen.
Please, this is really important.
Yes. That's why I said, anybody who is in London, if you are in US, if you are in Italy, if you are wherever you are, what your leaders are putting on the public so that the citizens can be saved. That is what we have been put through here. And it's helping. That is what the Australian government or they are put in place. Ama yen ayetimu. Say ni say na monye, say ni say na monye, say ni say na monye. Eti yen so no wo baabi a wo bia no information government dey ama wo na free say eboa na wo wotimi ye save no. Won so for some information ni bi ye den. Ebra bonten, ne nyina yem fight, ne ye nuanom bi beti bi wo fie. Ye kasi ye rely only government, Ghana government or Ghana health minister or Ghana people to come and give us information. We will never have a solution how to stay away from this deadly disease. So please, you nyina will be educated. Dia na wo kroma eboa. America ha wo won. E dia na government dia to ha eboa America for. Won so beka bi. O ka bia e beko fie because ye dia sam komasa Ghana mpanifo wo ya. Ye nyina ya sebeshi. Because omo fa no kure bia mreye. Obaya Santua.
Right. All right, so we're going to go and we're going to buy a drink at the supermarket.
We're going to buy a drink.
The person who came before us has got this virus and they've opened the fridge.
The fridge and take the Coke.
So their hand has touched the handle. I come along. I'm thirsty. So I open the fridge. I take my drink. This hand is now infected.
Infected.
I go to the register. I put my drink down. whoever is at the restaurant, I don't know, Tommy takes my drink. I then put my hand into get my money, and now I hand the money to this guy. That virus is now on the money. The money goes to this guy. It's now in his hand. He's now got the virus on his hand. And the coins that have gone into the register, I might add, also have the coins. So anybody who then gets change and has that coin will also transfer. Right. So I finish my transaction. I'm carrying my stuff. I've put it in my own bag because we're social distancing, so I'm carrying it. I see you, my friend. I walk past and we high five.
Yeah, hi.
Now it's on your hand.
Now I have it.
Now you have it. Now I go home, I get home, I wash, I disinfect, I use even a paper towel to turn the tap off because I know I've touched the tap. So I obviously have some knowledge, right?
Yeah.
So I know I grab a paper towel, I turn the tap off with that because I know my hand touched it before I washed it. I've done all of these things and now I'm fine, right? I think.
Yes.
Okay. The person that you high-fived
yes,
has now got the
it's
virus.
in my
so
hand
anywhere she goes, she's now carrying that virus. The person who I gave the money to has then finished his shift. He's gone home. He's greeted his wife. She's now got it.
Was it? Yep.
He goes home and greets his children. He picks his children up.
They
that
too
virus
have
is
it.
now transferred to
The kids.
the children. The lady you've high-fived, she's driven home. She's touched her face, her ears. It's now all over her body, right? Now, the person who started it, who opened the fridge, who's cleaned and who's done everything, she gets down, she sits down, her phone beeps. She picks her phone up. Did she disinfect the phone?
No, because
What I didn't mention, so she hands it, pays for the money, she picks up her phone, picks up everything, and she goes. So she'll pick up her phone. The phone. Now, all of this
all the cleaning
is
that
for
you
nothing.
clean
She goes to the
everything.
fridge and takes out the Coke that she didn't wash and clean. The virus is now. So all what you have done, you have cancelled it out because you haven't disinfected your phone, you haven't disinfected the Coke.
You see, because the mind, is something that even you yourself, even myself, even if not because of the work restriction that they have put in my work, I wouldn't have known many things. This is my phone. So my phone.
If I'm not texting you at work, please remember to disinfect your phone. Please remember to disinfect your phone.
When I go to work and I serve the customers, when I serve the customer, they give me the paperwork. I go and do their product, solar stuff. Solar need they still are hitting hard. Solar now my year documents, my year receipt I will go and wash my hand. But I wash my hand. Not knowing my phone too is right there. I can clean my hand, everything, but I forget my phone. I have touched my phone before. So now what we do is anytime you touch anything, remember to clean your phone. Your pen that you use to write, remember, sa wo hohoro nsa na ensuo no na odibi enso ahohoro pen no nso ehubi. This is what we need to do. This is what the government is doing so that the people can be safe and reduce to spread this thing for people.
I want to just answer this Kwame Taylor Jr. So Africa, especially in Ghana, nature is taking care of us. What has the Western world done to your nature? We have sent chemical upon chemical upon chemical, which has also weakened your immune system. So the nature that you are relying on to protect you has already been compromised by us and our chemicals. So simply relying on nature to protect you, I'm sorry, is ridiculous.
I think this is
if
a time,
it wasn't for that stuff, natural medicines and all that stuff, I push it 100,000,000%.
In this situation, dear, it's very hard to talk about the nature will protect us. The nature will protect. In this time of crisis, we don't think about like the nature will protect us. The God will protect me. Whatever.
I really like this. Eric
it's
Black.
not a time that we need to, because I think if there is something that a nature can protect about this sickness, the white people will have take that nature and leave us behind.
What?
And our say yama yeni anaho bibini bien ho beba brochire biem yade we yes say otis will be
You want toast?
ensuo what kote say eja esi obi abodwesa na wo so wasansuo na wo die se wo die ho enne asi abrochire fo oko abrochire fo ewu aburukyerefo ye sie yen coronavirus kuye ejesi yo Africa yen sansuansi de ye ho na etomu a ye hunu kwan ya ye bedum no enye saa na yade we ewura saa kura diabetes ne hypertension B ni ayi sichire yade ne enkoi ene ho anhwan ya Ghana no ebe wipe
ye said. Absolutely correct. The government is doing absolutely nothing to help its people. Absolutely nothing. All they are doing is media showboating, which I'll get to later. And Eric Black, every comment he's put there is absolutely on point, and I love it because not only does it stay on surfaces, but if you hear and listen, see, it can stay 3 months in the atmosphere, which is why you have this self-quarantining on after flights. So if I have the virus and I'm at the front of the plane and you are sitting all the way at the back, the oxygen is coming from where it's recycled air.
Yeah.
So that is why when you are coming home, if your borders are still open, because ours are now not. Now here, even if I live in New South Wales now, we were given 48 hours to get home to your states. If not,
you
stay where you are.
Yeah.
And if you do get to your border, then they will make you stay there in your car for 2 weeks.
You stay in your car for 2 weeks.
You're not going
so
anywhere.
So if you are in Kumasi,
it's important.
Let me use the Ghana this and this. So like if you are in Kumasi, you can't go to Obuasi. Obuasi cannot come to Kumasi. You can't go to Sunyani. Sunyani cannot. Bunafo cannot come to Ashanti region. Ashanti region cannot go to Eastern region. Eastern region cannot go to Greater Accra. And Greater Accra, you can't go to Ho. This is what they have put through in Australia here. So if you are in Victoria, you can't go to Sydney.
The only stuff that can cross the border is the food transport, medical, and
that is
industrial stuff. And that one there, we're moving into stage 2 and stage 3. So that one too will stop soon. That will stop soon.
So this thing is very thin. And let me. I didn't address something about or you haven't get there yet. About how the system in how crowded and the stuff that in Ghana.
It's all relevant.
It's okay. Yeah. So let me address this. Minuya.
Oh, well, that's it, yeah. We're talking about why the quarantine is important and that social distancing is important. Is because you cough, it goes. You being in the air next to somebody, it's so easily transmittable. Even just somebody touching your shoulder is enough for you to then, and now you have a problem as well. But what we have here, because I know, we can jump there and I'll just cancel it out. So what we have here with our social distancing, our quarantine, self-isolation, it also comes with rules. There are rules.
It's rules.
And when we don't follow the rules, the next stage comes. So when they put in, for example, which I was going to get to later, was with schools. With schools banning, we've seen the school closures in Ghana. And the kids were jubilating. When they decided to close the schools here, there was a national address and every single citizen was systematically told, keep your children at home. This is not schools out, yay, party time, go to the cinema, go to the movies, do this, do that. It is nothing like, there are rules and regulations here. People didn't follow it. They closed the schools and kids were in the shopping centres. So they literally removed every chair from the shopping centre. So if you go to the shopping centre, there's nowhere you can sit down. They closed the cinemas, so you can't go and sit and watch a movie with your friend. They even closed the drive-in, where you don't even get out of your car, okay? It was like 30-something degree day after they initiated this thing. And Bondi Beach was filled. The next day they closed the beach. So now the beaches are closed. So if they give you a rule here and the Australian public don't follow it, the next day
they will close it.
They will close it. So and they police it. It's not just about something that's being said.
You see how laws are working. You say abrofono. It's not because the white always obey the law. When we are stubborn, papa. Stop.
If you go to the supermarket, it's covered with what? There's X's all over the floor. 5 meters or however many, what is it, 1.5 meter distance. And there's X on the floor and down, X on the floor, down. And if you get any closer to that and somebody comes along, you will have a problem. You can be fined if you don't follow these new rules.
You see, the rules need to be enforced. That is why we say India almost boom for mosque. For church. The rules need to be enforced. Humans need to be forced. If you don't force us, we won't do what you want. So the rules you will just say this will not apply, but you need to do it. Let's see, in our country, Ghana, see the country. Yes, suffer dada. Ghanaians, we are suffering already. Young kasa ye problem crying Timmy. Hey, who for bus if you Kumasi Konkan, and I say Accra, who will be to say Kaswa. Na who cook a jump, a bakola. Na who cook a dija. Just so sorry and a joke. No one could delay mu. Now, bus is the bus that you will say we are crowded. We are crowded in the market. We are crowded in everywhere. Ghana is not abroad. You are in abroad. Look at how many times even people contact you like body contact. And you easy abroad. You walk around. And you pan contact rough sao. Obi kura wakura na hu kura kata machinda. Why not catch us a machimpo? Oh, ba obi anam ni baby, but Ghana no ya crowded. They be a bar so full. Oko baby a full market. Eti, can you imagine say, sadie we a too petty krum Ghana. Kwa be mponi ye be faso ni yetima adia hu frisa yare domu. Yentimi. Because
you know the one that I seen that kind of bothered me a little bit was we seen a stretch of road where we had the women with their water and their soap for people to come along and wash their hands, right? So as we just said with this passing of the virus, if I come along and I have the virus on my hands and there's a lady there with her water and her dish soap so I can wash, right? Immediately I touch this thing, I've now put the virus on the little tap that opens the water.
Yeah.
So I will take this thing, soap, wash, put it down. It's back on my hand. So one of the things I really, really wanted to push now is you've talked about the buses and the markets and how everybody is in such close proximity in Ghana and in Africa. And then what we also have seen so much that I will plead every African Ghanaian not to do is to return to your village. Do not return to your villages. That is what they want you to do. That is what, I will get into it later, but you do not need to return to your village. If you are in Accra, stay there. That is what this self-quarantine, self-isolation and social distancing is about.
Yes, the social distancing.
Who is in the villages is our old people.
Yeah.
And they are the ones who are the most prone, other than somebody with an immune deficiency, to die from this disease. The villages are the ones that are furthest away from the hospitals that would be able to do anything for them. Not that there's anything in the hospitals that will be of benefit. So please, this thing that's going around, return to your villages, do not return to the villages. That is the most insane thing that you could do. That is the most dangerous thing that you can do, is to return to your villages. That is why our borders are closed.
The reason why now we think like even return to your family people or whoever it is,
we get it.
Not.
People are thinking it's far, it's not in the city, the disease is not there yet. And when people start flocking there, they will take it there.
We will spread it. We will spread it.
No,
even if you return to your villages as a good person, don't go and be a show up. You know,
that's the thing. This part of this thing is also selfishness. So if you have come into and you are not self-isolating, you're not quarantining yourself, not social distancing because you think you can't, you can. And even if as a black man or a black woman, you are completely immune to this, you're not immune to carrying it. You can still carry it and pass it to somebody who perhaps can get it. You see? Do not return to the villages. Don't.
Now, when you are in Accra, now the most cases is where Accra and maybe Kumasi. Let Yembisa Yahoo, Upper East region, they have recorded one case there in Upper East region. A year day, and they could do Upper East region. What say you say? A baby before, amanone for menkana monone. It's amanone for. And edi aba o my Ghana. So if you now who know what think can I and now who was sitting ade na ban, try to be yourself quarantine.
Can I jump in for a second there, just so I can make as a point of reference? The highest number of cases that we have in Victoria is from an area that is incredibly affluent. They are rich. They are a richer area.
Rich areas.
And they're in that city location, right? And that is our highest number of cases in that little section. The second highest is where all of those rich people have their holiday houses. So they've heard that this virus is in the city. They've all got in their little BMWs and driven
yes.
to the coast.
Yes.
And now the coast is the second highest cases.
Because they think they are running away. They are going to, they have money. So they are going to stay rich side. Don't know in they carry the thing. Now, when they went there, they have go and spread this disease to anybody. So what we have to say, if you want to go, if you are thinking, it's not like you want to go home and it's you want to, because of this disease, that you want to go to your village, please don't go, because you are going to give the innocent people in the village a disease that they can't even get water to drink. It is a see on papa what diabetes papa ya wo when ya hypertension bi papa ya what we wine ha na wo say the yade we kwa man wo kurase ho abransuo kura onye bi nom aduane kuro no hospital kuro ebi ni ho. They don't have it. So imagine there's some villages they don't have anybody living in Accra or Kumasi. Imagine if one day when decided, oh me, I want to go home, I want to go to my village, because this now in this situation there, make yourself
self-isolate.
You have to quarantine yourself. Quarantine yourself in Accra, wherever you are. Stay home, be safe. Don't run because of say Accra. You say yeah, we are, but you want to run to the village. Remember, water. They don't have water. They don't even have water to drink. There's no healthcare in the village. There's nothing there. So if this disease get there, they would die like chickens.
Flies. Pew, pew, pew.
They would die a lot, my brothers.
Now, if we just quickly on the self-quarantine. So the reason that they're giving this 14 days, and this is something that I've not heard people talk about, and it's really important to understand, okay, is they're telling you if you return home, you have to self-quarantine for 14 days, right? The reason being is they believe it takes about 14 days. So if after 14 days this virus hasn't manifested, chances are you probably don't have it. It takes it can take up to 14 days before you start to show symptoms, okay? So if I show symptoms on day 12, my quarantine is not over on day 14. So if you remain in quarantine until such time as you are tested and proven not to have the virus, or if you have the virus,
again.
Exactly. So you can be in quarantine for over a month.
So I hear some people are complaining about this.
Yes.
They said they have been there for 2 weeks and why?
Yes. So you've been there for 2 weeks and now you're coughing. You're not going anywhere. The self-quarantine is a preventative measure to prevent it from spreading. You may show signs within those 14 days. This isn't for, I only have to quarantine for 14 days. I get to day 10, I start to cough. Day 12, I've got a temperature. Oh, I've only got 2 days left and I can go. No. You show any signs of these symptoms within those 14 days, you don't go anywhere until you have been tested negative for the virus, or if you test positive, you can't go until you are then retested as negative, meaning you have passed. And the only other way you will leave there is if you die. It's just that simple. This is not something that needs to be played with.
About the self quarantine side and this and what we're talking about now. It's sad that as me, that means ni packet to what. Once I wish me ni packet to what. And you are born way. And I'm a neck a brochure ni what done a year.
Let's need some water.
Yeah, a brochure and yes, yaka and sinsemui. Can you imagine somebody who have make his life? Na me see me coffee ko hwema busia fo. And I yade din ho aba bedwim. Fine. For me not to be rude or to not to disrespect government laws, no. You said we should go and put us in somewhere for 2 weeks or whatever.
You wanted to talk about the doctors. Is that what you're getting to? Okay, just reminding you about the doctors in self-quarantine.
So, Yam bisa ye ho say. Enipa na wo ye de o makwa tena edem say ye ma omo eye self quarantine wo eye hotel ye de o makoda. Masa wo broche onye nipa ketwa. Eye yade na aba. E na wo so pese obebu o man mra so. Ene ye de wakwa akoto wo te se me ameti hei. Ene mo de makwa akosi ho no. Na wo de makwa akosi self quarantine without the doctors coming there. Without even come and see how their health are going. You don't even provide somebody to even help them to clean their room. Now who will broach you in the packet one? And because of this sickness, you make people to feel like woman yenipa. And then boga kodru Ghana obekas wo yenipa. Ah, many pa will feel broach or between the busia because of also okay, most of the make self quarantine. What the makwa now the doctors were here. Doctors omo he ene mo gye nipa na omugu keke na wo bra wo tira wo hwemi a wo na wo de wo ho bra wo bre wo bo bra papa bi wo bo bra papa bi o wo si wo fi akese papa bi a wo ju na se ye de wakọ ne de wakọ akoteba bi na ye tete wo ne ye ma ye de wakọ to fi bi mu se ya wani beje wani njida wani enjida. It is a bice or yes, I didn't say yen self quarantine. Jenya brochire for ye here for sa. And ye buy ya dear win to more tit, more for say ye de and canipan. Now will be a mem wo bo bra or broche was sister fear papabi. Respect them. Go check self quarantine. Australia government dear ma or more mukosiki for sa quarantine. Go and see where they live. Go and see how enjoyment. Some people even don't want to go home. Some people even they want to stay there. They don't want to go home. You get the good food to eat.
Room service, free Wi-Fi.
Mese obi watch almost one course, you know, he's still enjoying government property. But can you be happy to go home and they put you in this hotel? This hotel, they put you in this hotel. Same like wo no free brochire buy when ya didn't be that. As a don't yare. The government need to do something about it. The other one government, and yes, what you say. Good them crofoko good anymore. Who are the caretakers? Even doctors be na kwhwe om so omo a hotel hon. Ebi mo di 2 weeks, and so yen check e wo. Ebi mo di 2 weeks, and so yen check e wo. Start from now. A brochirefo na dwene. I said they love you because of your pocket. They love you because of your pocket. It seems like I'm diverting.
No, you're not. Yeah. It's good. It's perfect, actually. Now, you were talking before about like the villages and the lack of healthcare and stuff that the village people have, right? So if we jump into here and there, just as a comparison, right? Ghana has more citizens than we do here in Australia. Ghana can fit inside Australia, blah, blah times, right? Okay. What we have here, right? And this is not Australia's so great, look what we have. I just want it as a comparison, right?
So that's why we say everybody also promote.
What we have is, here we have got 1,000, between the two, 1,350 public and private hospitals, okay? All of which are operating at this point on an emergency basis only. So even if you suspect you have this virus, you're not permitted to go to your local GP. You're not permitted to present at the hospital. If you do, you will be turned away. What we have been given is a national number. Each state has their own number. You call that number, you say, this is the situation. They will send somebody to your house that will then test you for this virus. Now, you know, we've talked about that, even the testing and the numbers that we don't believe to be accurate in Ghana.
No, it's not. It's not.
The tests that we have here are specialised. They have to be ordered. This is not just a take a blood test. We've had to order. They've had to make specialised tests so that we can get to do a test in the morning and have the results by the afternoon, by the evening. So someone will come to the house and do these tests. Now, our government has just ordered thousands more tests. And even here, it's not just anybody that can have a test.
If you
haven't travelled, if you don't have all of the tick of the symptoms, you can't even have the test. You can't even have the test here unless you tick all of the boxes for this virus. Having travelled, been in contact with somebody that travelled, have a temperature, have all those things. If not, you must pay to have that test. And that's if they will allow it, because we have limited number of tests, right? So only... You will only be transferred to the hospital in an emergency response for this virus. If not, if so, heart attack, accident, injury, no problem, you will still be transferred to a hospital. But in terms of this virus, you will not be transferred there until it becomes an emergency situation.
That is why last time I told Ghanaians, say, those bodies that they died, did they put them where? Where did they bury them? Did they bury them in the normal cemetery? That is what last time I said.
And it's important to note that even if you do get transferred, you go alone. Nobody comes with you. You go to that hospital and you are put in absolute isolation, and you cannot leave there unless you are in a body bag or you get well. So can you imagine if this guy gets sick and they transfer him by hospital, I'm not allowed to go. He cannot see me. He can't see my father. He cannot see the children. He will not see any of us until he gets cleared. Or we come and visit the dead body.
So this will tell you Ghanaians, our doctors and our leaders are lying to us. So this one will tell you, say, our leaders, our doctors, they are lying to we Ghanaians.
And it's not only them, I'm sorry, but it's also the your government officials that are outside of Ghana, sorry, but Italy, China, I don't know, here, that are also feeding misinformation to the African people.
That is what me and you, we can give the right information for our families. Just give right information for our families. If any health minister be can't say me fino or boy.
People have to ask themselves this question. The most profitable businesses in the world will be the banks and the airlines. The airlines have shut down. Okay? Cancelling flights, they are losing millions. Qantas has just sacked 20,000 people.
20,000
Okay, they don't like to lose money. So there is something greater going on here than you are being informed of. Okay? Now, if we talk about here, right, we have less citizens than you, but we have 1,350 public and private hospitals. You guys have 4 government hospitals and a total of about 327 hospitals. Mm-hmm. The conditions of the hospital are not fit for somebody who has just the common cold. We're talking mold, broken beds, dirty floors, dirty walls, not the correct equipment. You don't have the correct protection of healthcare workers. So you're seeing doctors and nurses that don't have their personal protective equipment, no masks, they don't have access to proper sanitation, and they're the ones dealing with these patients. The patients in the waiting room are like this.
Yes, in Ghana. If you
go to the waiting room here now,
like this,
everything is squared off.
Oh my God.
And squared off. So you can't now, if you go to the hospital, I will be here, he will be over there. They've made it a 4 square meter space that if you can even open it, you can show it on your phone what they've done in the workplace. So none of this stuff is being practiced in the hospitals. As I said, when this thing gets serious, the only thing that will save your life is a respirator. We here have 2,300. We've just ordered another 5,000. So we're looking at 7,300. And as to date, we've got 3,573 cases. So when these arrive, we will have more respirators than we do current cases. Now, we've got 14 deaths, and all of those deaths, I will say, have all been elderly. They've all been over 60. So, and 3,573 cases. The government must know something if they're importing another 5,000 of these respirators in order to save lives. What I do know is in Ghana, there isn't even one per hospital.
No, we don't have it.
So if this thing gets those people with in that 10% of illnesses with the lower immune system, this thing is going to just rip through Africa.
What chance? What chance did we have? Well, we also give the right information.
Well, we talk about respirators, which is something that's really important at the end of this illness. Okay, what is at the very, very beginning of this illness? So you can have. We sat here. We said you can have a cough, runny nose, ache. This. If you don't have a fever, they won't consider it as a part of this thing. Yeah. So what of the thermometers?
Okay.
Right. I know myself as a thermometer here. When I go and I bought a thermometer for our family here, I wanted to make sure, is it for oral? Is it for down there? Can I use it in the ear? Can it be under the arm? Is it an electronic one? You must know the equipment that you're using. And that's information that's not commonly, I'm surprised, I thought it was, that I can buy a thermometer, and mine is electronic, so that one is for the backside, and it will beep. But if I don't use it there, and I don't, then even if that thing beeps, it's not ready. You have a certain amount of time you need to leave that under the tongue or under the armpit before you will get an accurate read. So if you are using a thermometer that is not for, and there are some that are made for specific things. So if you are using a thermometer that's for under the tongue, and you put it in the ear, you are not going to get an accurate reading. If you put it under the arm, you are not going to get an accurate reading. Thereby, you may be fooled into thinking you don't have a temperature.
Yes. So that is why I said the thermometer that they use in the airport, which one? Which one did they use in the airport? Which thermometer did they use in the hospitals? Which one? According to research and some of our people that we have them in the hospital, some of the big hospitals that we ask them information there. That one even from Ebola time.
And that one too. Anything that is an electronic device that isn't regularly upgraded and collaborated, it doesn't have its accuracy either.
So
things
now,
have a lifetime. They have a
people
use by
who
date.
have passed, you said, oh, he's not sick. The thermometer, the writing to dictate. Ya wo thermometer bi nso a eye di enkwala de. A thermometer ne dawson.
And I'm sorry, since this thing started, not once have I heard that Akufo-Addo stand and say, we have ordered 1,000 coronavirus tests. Whatever test they're using, it's a generic. It's a blood test or it is not the specialized coronavirus.
What test? What test?
Talking too much.
What test?
Now, what I was saying, people may think that we're talking about the hospital, we're talking about it's not important.
Doctors are in risk.
And the nurses, the doctors and the nurses. So people might think that all of this information about the hospitals and that is irrelevant because we're black, we're not going to get it.
Okay.
I want to open their minds about that.
Yes.
This is where
any
this is
black
my lane.
man that you are here, my brothers, my family, anybody who is here, if you think coronavirus, it doesn't catch black man, who is that scientific man came and tell you say coronavirus and come black man?
Right.
Let's go.
This is the thing I wanted to. This is the thing that you've had to listen to me rant and rave about for like a week now.
Just let them know coronavirus catch black man. And what is the reason why they don't want you to know?
I'll tell you. So for that, I'm going to jump to Italy. Okay. Yes. So if we look at Italy, Italy's population is 60.8 million people. The African population in Italy is 1.5%. So you're looking at 1,020,000 Africans
in Italy.
Yes. Okay. So when we crunch the numbers and you go and you look at the number of cases and the number of deaths and the percentages of population for all. What you're looking at is currently they've got 86,498 cases. Right?
Yep.
So if you're 1.5% of the population is African, then potentially you're looking at 1,297 Africans infected in Italy.
In Italy.
9,134 deaths.
But what is it? Did you ever hear say Italy black people like this have been infected? The highest areas of infection in Italy are the fruit picking areas where most of the blacks are working.
For crying out loud. There is, and I don't understand why this has never crossed anybody's brain. Now I'm going to go off the paper because they have got 86,000 cases. There is 1,020,000 Africans living in Italy. What makes you think there is no black man infected? Okay, they don't want you to know.
Mavis or girl,
there is 9,000.
My sister.
9,134. The mosquitoes are going to bite me. 9,134 deaths. Right? So percentage with mathematically wise, potentially 137 Africans have died in Italy because of this virus. Okay? They're not reporting this. They do not want you to know. They want you to think, they want you to continue to think that blacks are immune.
Mm-hmm.
The longer that you believe this, the more of you will die. Right? The more of you will die. If you refer to some of our previous videos, we have talked about this so many times. We have talked about this. The systematical, how many centuries the white man has spent on trying to systematically wipe out the black race. How many? Centuries and centuries of it, okay? How many videos we have done of this? The toxic Africa, we talked about it. The second coming of Jesus, we talked about it. This is what's happening right now. They are not going to tell you that a black man has died in Italy or in Russia or Australia or China, especially China. Especially China. I can't even get the figures of the population, and that's with census results. They won't tell you. I can tell you where most of them have their businesses, and that is also an infestation area for the coronavirus. So you would be ridiculous to think that there is no black man infected in China. Okay? So they don't want you to know. They are well aware of the lack of medical access. This, and I will say it now, this is a biomedical beginning to the Third World War. We have talked about the centuries, as I said, of attempts to wipe out the black population, right? What I want you guys to consider is this thing that we talked about once before. Consider the foreign military bases in Africa. We know that there is a minimum of 13 countries. That's not 13 bases, that's 13 countries with several bases across Africa. America alone have 36 military bases and postings across Africa. If they wanted to do something to protect Africa, they'd have done it. If they wanted to protect Africa from this virus, they could have. Rather, they've shut down, they've closed up, they're protecting themselves.
Later on.
Right? They are waiting for this to decimate the African population. Right? Then what you will see is the military Third World War, where we talked, I said the Third World War will be in Africa because that's where everybody's got their bases. They are waiting for this disease to wipe you guys out, and then all those countries are going to start fighting for what's left of Africa. The gold, the minerals, the oil, all of this wonderful richness, the diamonds. That's all that's what this is about. The reason it was created, this guy was saying it before, and now I'm telling you, they can't just come and dump it in Africa. It was released into the Western world where we have medical facilities. Maybe it's happened accidentally. It was being created for this so that nobody can then sit there and go, see, they've come. Because we've already exposed it. We've exposed that the HIV virus was created in a lab. And we've exposed that the HIV virus was created in a lab to infect Africans. We've exposed that the immunizations that they've done were done to make women barren. We've exposed all of this, so they can't just come and dump a disease in your continent. They've had to go about it this way. And by making you guys believe that no Africans are infected is how they are doing it. How many countries and how many bases across Africa? If they wanted to stop this, they could. They could have pulled their military power together. They could have stopped the borders. They could have stopped people coming into the borders. The military bases all have their own hospitals. When and if a vaccine or a cure for this virus is found, they are not sending it to your people. They will send it to their bases. And then when you guys are gone, they will fight for the land.
Yes.
This idea that blacks are immune, it's exactly what they want every black man, woman, and child to believe. I said every color on earth came from black woman first. You are the only people who can create any other variation of color. So if I'm white, it's because a black woman made me white. So there is no reason to believe that you are immune to this. That is what they want you to think. You cannot have a population of 1,020,000 Africans living in Italy and have 86,000 cases and not have one black man. I'm telling you, there will be, without it, at least 1,297 Africans infected, and at least 137 Africans will have died in Italy alone from this virus. They don't want you to know. Okay. I'm sorry, I'm really annoyed.
They don't want you to know. And that is exactly correct. And that is how we are talking about. They don't want you to know you can be infected with coronavirus.
I said, this is a biomedical start to the Third World War. We sat and we did a program probably last year, and we talked about this. We said the next world war will be in Africa, for Africa, after we have wiped you out, and it's happening. And you guys are ignorant to it because people are feeding this information. We're black, so we're not going to get it. Bull crap. I was to
Yes,
swear.
This is what Obroni Santo. That is why they send Crawford you fear.
They want your gold. They want your diamonds. They want your minerals. They want all of those medicinal herbs that people are talking. They want all of it, and they don't want you there. That is why you believe no black man is sick or can die from this disease. Here, we have implements in place. The Aboriginal people were from the Africans. That is where we are. Our native Australians are descendants of the African people. The government here are putting so many things in place to protect them because they are the most vulnerable to this virus because of diabetes, heart conditions, lower respiratory. All of those things that are in the top categories of what's infecting your people are what are killing people who have this virus.
You hear? You hear?
They don't want you to know. They don't want you to know.
They don't want. Hey, Italy, the place that they have died most.
Excuse me, I will turn the light.
The place that they have died most. Obronia Santua. Obronia Santua. Chia! What can some mechanic crash? Did you think they would tell you what Ghana will be to full cross a coronavirus? No, Ghana. Ube will be to Ghana. You are playing with a deadly disease that they are coming to wipe you. The base is now on. Go and see anybody, all the countries. Hey, Nabra Momonte, they went online emergency world, the whole world. Italy president, Australia president, America president, one white president, they go offline emergency meeting besides say one African leader they went offline emergency meeting. Did any one African leader what meeting about emergency meeting about this coronavirus? Huh? Did one Akufo-Addo Kobi Obasa Buhari Wokobi Ethiopia Ukobi Kenya Ukobi Sudan Ukobi South Africa Ukobi Togo Ukobi Mumi entra Dubai mpo ankobi Wamumpo moban Dubai mpo wamankobi. What emergency meeting? What emergency meeting? Online emergency. They have a black man, one black leader, Ankobi. One black man. Now Italy, those people who have died in Italy, is where the farm, no, baby, Italy, in toast, and this animal and crofo who do on side ho, a hit hard pa. So
there is no protection for them in those fruit picking villages. So there's no sanitation there. There isn't anything being done to disinfect those areas that are highly populated with the Africans in Italy. So the highest cases coming out of Italy are in those areas, and that is where the African population is. That's where they're working, picking fruit and on the farming and doing all of those things. So if you think there isn't a single black person infected,
black man,
then you are just playing into the hands.
Yes, so they are lying to us. That's why I say, penny form. They won't, this information, we need to help the leaders. We need to help the leaders because there's some information you want, like my work, information and ma bontin, and ma abontin. And ye word jumum won't quantity this information here then, and my game. It's one what we know also to be saying. Now, me say, they be me printed. When I come from work, who opened the door?
Oh, I opened the door. He doesn't even touch the handle. No. He doesn't even greet me. He walks through this door. Well, you say hello.
Hello.
He doesn't touch me. He doesn't touch. And you can imagine, we have a 4-year-old. We have a 12-year-old. We have other children who are also waiting.
Come close to me.
He will not allow it. He will not touch any of us until. And he's left work. He's already done all of the washing.
Antonio James,
he's cleaned his phone. He has done all of that stuff, and he still will not hug me or kiss me or pick the 4-year-old up until he's gone and had a shower and he's removed the clothes. The clothes go straight into the machine and I wash them.
Me bedroom fear, me yere mame chen, me ba mame chen, imagine say, papa, baba, who free a juma ba, na enkwala ebesi ya wa tu debi. me allow say me den car me use unless say my infect like chemicals. Huh? Me say my work is more than Ghana hospital. I say this. Come and see all the facilities the companies have put in place. My brother, not easy. I have a right to tell somebody to stay away. If I did not do that, I will get sacked from my work. My work.
It's not about the right. You have the responsibility.
I have the
so in those paperwork that you bring home now is if you see somebody and you hear or you see that they are unwell, and if you don't tell them to leave, you can lose your job also. If you come to work and you are sick, you are an instant dismissal. You can't come there.
What piano chale yani abrekeje tia ba ko enye ize yati yade na abam wo mudi ba be yen Africa fu eti we should withdraw that thing away your trim na instead of saying
this thing has been set up long time. For years. We have made your women believe that they are not beautiful, so they are bleaching their skin. We've told them that their kinky hair is not beautiful, so now they're using chemicals to straighten their hair. We've sent, what was the name of that chemical that I can never remember?
DDT.
That one. We've sent the DDT. That is banned worldwide, but it's still used in Ghana. You're using it on your crops. You're using it on your weeds. You're using it. We have done everything we possibly can to weaken the immune system of the black man and the black woman so that when this thing comes, you can't fight it. It will kill as many of you as humanly possible because that's what it's been set up to do. Yeah, we've tried it every other way possible. We have tried everything, centuries and centuries. So instead of playing the hard, fast game, we had to play the long game. So let's first humiliate you as a race. Now let's destroy your self-esteem and make you think that you are not good enough, you're not smart enough, you're not white enough. So now steps are being taken. So you bleach skin, you straighten hair, you use our chemicals that we don't use. You have accepted, you believe that, oh, we need to immunize. That's made women barren. They've created the HIV virus, which, by the way, is also an autoimmune deficiency, yes? So that lowers your immune system and makes you more prone to sick to other stuff. So we have done all of this stuff. Cancer is another one. So if you have cancer, your immune system is shot to shit. If you've had even a case of, even if you were lucky enough to have had chemotherapy or radiation therapy, you have no immune system.
Kwame Alhaji, I agree with you, brother.
The years of all of this stuff has all been designed for what is happening right now. That is why you are led to believe that there isn't a single black person infected with this disease, because they don't want you to know. They don't want you to know. And by the time you realize it and figure it out, it's going to be too late. And that is when all these military bases will begin their third world war and fight for your continent, because there will be none of you left to fight for it.
Babe, if you see the kind of hospital US military is in Sudan, if you see the kind of hospitals that US military bases, hospitals, their bases, if you see the kind of hospitals that if you're in Sudan, one hospital military hospital Sudan, USA sin or Sudan, US military base was Sudan. Sudan for they are building for Sudans. They are not building the hospital for Sudanese. They are building for their own.
I guarantee you not one of the military bases in Africa will open their doors and offer you the real vaccine. And the problem that we have with the vaccine...
Bless up and stay blessed.
The problem that we have with the vaccine, babe, the problem that we have with the vaccine is that we know they created the HIV virus in a lab and injected it into your people. Mm-hmm. We know that they came there with a vaccine for, I can't remember what it was now. So we know that over the years, centuries of systematically trying to wipe your people out with vaccines and injections. So now, even if they come with the vaccine, who will trust them to take it?
No.
So if you get a whole, and this is the thing that's really irritating, is that you see it all. Oh, a cure has been found in Russia. Oh, a cure has been found here. Oh, a cure. No cure has been found. They are talking, this is months and months and months and months away. So if for some reason some vaccine shows up in Africa in the next 2 months, ignore it, because it is not real. It is, they're sending it there to test it. They will use you as test dummies.
You see how we entertain
but
what
the real
is not
stuff,
helping the nation.
The real vaccine that hits Africa first, the real vaccine that hits Africa first will go to the US military base, the Russian military, or whatever other country have their bases there.
You see? So that US military base is now YCCM. One more dia be pity Africa. Russia for the ho. When ya India wo military base Africa. India omo military base Africa. Bra, edie no omo pen we ho. Edie no omo pe we ho. Na oba betena stand ka say enipa bebreba wo Italy. Yade ne de infected. Na ye kurom concert na yedi o. Concert and ye take Ghana na yedi. Ye serious. Wo bon say obi aba be Joseph me doctor hwan. Wo ye doctor wo na wo benya coronavirus anu aduru. Aja na mommy de ensem bi di agrosa. Say, no. I'm this man. I find a chemical that I can cure this. You can cure it. World they call meeting. African leader be and Kobe.
You know, like if you look at the uprising of the black man and the black movement, black women, black children, the African people as it is, and with all what's going on now in social media, uprise, right? Now all of a sudden we've got this virus that's come. Now, if you really do your research, you can find documentation that lists this coronavirus years ago, but it didn't get anybody then. So this is all it's a push.
Yeah,
it's a push now. It's a push now to stop what's happening. And this is going to sound ridiculous, but Facebook will block any blogger that is enlightening or educating anybody in Africa or the African movement, or to bring the real history of Africa and slavery and anything that has anything to do with empowering the black race. You will be blocked, me included. My page gets blocked over and over and over and over again. This guy blocked himself, got blocked for 6 months.
Get blocked for 6 months because we telling the toxic of Africa. We start from the military bases. We tell them how they are coming. They planning for us. They will first bring people like they are the puppet. You know, the people that they will come and say they love us. Let us make a business. Let us make this, and they will bring that thing to wipe us. That is we start. And they said, look,
that thing that you just mentioned, they did it already, because when they came through with this anti-colonization group that came through and were telling your people to to get rid of them, close your businesses, do this. All they did was smash the African economy, and then they went away. So they were coming in as wolf in sheep's clothing, saying, "Oh, we're a group of white people, but we're fighting for you. Close your businesses, do this, do that." The whites took everything and ran, and your businesses were closed, your economy was shot to shit, and they all went away. Ha ha ha. And now here we see this. You can't tell me can I say those numbers again? 60.8 million Italians. 1,020,000 Africans are a part of that 60.8 million. 86,498 cases of coronavirus in Italy. So you are looking at, in numbers, percentage-wise, at least 1,297 Africans infected and 137 African deaths of the 9,134 deaths. And that's at a minimum, because the areas that are the most infected from this disease, this virus, are where the Africans are residing, in the countryside, the fruit picking, and the government doesn't care. They've shut their... Go to a fruit picking region in Italy. They're still operating, but the city where all their little white people are running down is in lockdown. No. They don't want you to know. They don't want you to know.
They won't tell us.
No.
They won't tell us. So please don't think and say, "Oh, me, I'm me coronavirus."
Your so-called educated and intelligent president, why he doesn't have an inkling of this is absolutely beyond me. It's beyond me. If this is a wipeout of the African people, starting with him as president, he needs to be hung. Because he did nothing, and he's doing nothing but showboating on the media.
So what about
so what we talk about, and so we sit here and we talk Kufuor or Kufuor. This is not just a Kufuor, he is not the only government official. You have the Minister of Health, you have the Minister of Transport, the Minister of Education, the Minister of all of those things. Now, when my Prime Minister stood here and gave an address to the country, the Victorian Premier said, The New South Wales Premier said, you're full of shit. We're going to take our own measures. We're not following you because we want to protect the citizens of our state. So those Minister of Health had every single opportunity, chance and right to put in self-isolation, to put in places. The Minister of Immigration has every right to close the borders. The Minister of Education could have closed the schools or not closed the schools. Now, when we talk about the school closures, my state decided we're not listening to the Prime Minister. We're closing our schools. But we were told with strict rules and regulations, no child should be running around out there. You can see here we're fenced in. This is our lot and our yard. She can't get out.
We don't go anywhere.
But they were told, you don't go to the shopping centres, you don't go to the cinemas, you don't go to the beach. People went and they closed all of that stuff the next day.
So if I jump in here, so that means our ministers, the Minister of Border and whatever, you can also close it. It's not only a Kufuor can say we need to do and do. Yahasi Prime Minister Bejina or Toto Papa aso. Ashanti Regional Minister. What was our Mr. Kufuor who was Papa? Me bomb Ashanti for who buy me Ashanti Region for who buy. What one our Papa so? Ma close me border. Ma close. Your president, your leader, no, your president. Sana no to papa. So what you want a chance and cry for? So they are just so Mr. President, pa. Me man cry for me cry for. That is how they love the people. That is you see how the difference between yet the other no more. That is a gamanche. A bit me the law about gamanche. A bit more catcher. One say because we don't give respect. And we don't give the position that they are. We don't give them that necessary respect, and we don't take their words as is important. That is why we don't respect anybody there. Gaman chebet ma kachira mo say. Nya gaman chele timi kachira say. Mo obi a motwene obi bo. Otumfo obeti ma kachira say hey me Kumasi Asante region obi antu kwan makao. Mo obi anso mo otumfo obeti me de na siwo akachira mo say. A police phone konko jina border. Mo bia mbewura Ashanti region. Sana gaman chenso betimaye. Sana ye ko ho a onso betimaye. Da gomba hene ono so betimaye. Senke ye di buoma ye mpanifo no ne ye take wo mo west. Na ye mpanifo no so ko mo ka nsem firi wo manu ba. Na kasa asem no eye no kore. E ko mo so wo mo wa hoden. Ese ko mo be ka kire Kufuor say Kufuor you are joking. I'm closing the border. I'm closing it. That is what they are doing here. It's not Australia Prime Minister. It's not Australia government. No close border. No. Ashanti region say me and cry for my how and cry for the hey me so me bomb and cry home by Cape Coast for so say hey massa now we move to tuma me na me so everybody have to respect anybody decision of Obiadiba. But here you couldn't it down.
And they're not playing here either.
They don't play.
When it comes to the borders and the quarantining and the testing and all of that stuff, right? And this is why your government is just like it's a joke, really.
Yes,
so if you're looking at the borders and quarantine here, we have police presence, we have fines. So if you are one of those people who have, as a returned citizen, and you've been ordered to self-quarantine for 2 weeks, the police are notified of every single person that crosses a border or entered the country, and they visit it every single day. If you were not at home. And not the same timer, it was random visits. If you were not at home quarantining yourself, it was a $20,000 fine.
$20,000 fine if you don't serve. When was the way it's here? So a DNA a what young casa ya Africa and I ye penny for swap. They will never say something that the citizens can take it serious because all the time omoba and some now omoba no say be young penny for so much who say young kwala no say be yes no book na musua and yes yesu bi akonto na motuni yetubi yes ye di power pani bi yes ya fa ho kire num bi enti say mo kasa yes ye wadwen a yes ye de be kasa enye say mo nko na ya bonyansa atumutirim mo kasa yes ye wadwen a ye de be assessing ye asema si kandie eye no correct.
This I don't know how I'm going to say this name. Wax Piango was talking about he's in Spain.
Yeah.
And They don't hear about how many blacks are infected in Spain. So we talked about Italy has 60.8 million citizens, 1,020,000 Africans. The rough population of Africans in Spain has a population of 46.6 million. There is over 1 million Africans living in Spain. So the same thing can be said.
But they won't tell you.
They won't tell you.
What I say? Some of them we can see even the coffin no coffin no credit hon. So person who the black man in them ya coffin no. Ebi wo ho ultimate say the entire na aboso keke.
Now we have got cases reported cases. And so what happens here is if you have a positive test, so here we have a Medicare card. As soon as you put your Medicare card in at the doctors, they have your name, your age, your date of birth, your address, all of those things. Now when you go in, they want to know where you work or what school you attend also. So immediately you show a positive test. That positive test is then sent to the health department. The health department are notified. The health department then notified the school or your workplace. So you can't turn up at work tomorrow after getting a positive test. Your workplace is informed immediately.
That is
immediately.
That is why I have a problem with
the community. So your local community, your local council is also informed.
Now,
then, sorry, baby. So then you will be interrogated. You will be sat down and you will be interrogated. Where have you been in the last 14 days? So you will need to tell them every supermarket, store, shop, friend's house, library, which by the way are all closed here too. Right, okay. So what did you touch? What did you buy? Which register did you go to? Did you use an ATM machine? Which ATM machine did you use? Which friend's house did you go to? What did you touch in their house? Did you touch their letterbox? Where did you park your car? Did you sneeze? Did you cough? They will ask, you will be there and interrogated, and then all of that information will then also be given to the health department. The next day you will see a sign next to the ATM and you will see the health department there spraying it. This ATM has been used by somebody who has been infected with. All we get is a different number every day floating around. Today it's 3 deaths. Tomorrow it's 4 deaths. Yesterday I seen somebody post something going, wow, look at this. We've got 70 cases in Ghana and 70 healed.
Why? Look at all this, bruh.
And the government and the media have a responsibility for this. They have an absolute responsibility to do something about this because they don't want you guys to know. The longer you don't know, the more people are infected, the more people die, and the harder it is when they're feeding you. Why do you think not one single health official from anywhere on the planet of this earth, other than maybe, we sitting here today, have said, don't go back to the villages? Because that's where they want you to run. That is where your most immune deficient people are going to be. That's the furthest from the hospitals. That's why you have got 36 US military bases across Africa, a minimum of 13 countries with X amount of military bases and posts across Africa. Not one person in those military bases has come out and said, don't run to the villages. It's not safe. They want you to go there.
That is the big problem. They want you to go there. So make yourself quarantine. Ewo fie kwame ne tenten. Ti wan kasama to yourself kwame tenten. Ne ti na fie. Men fa enkonko fa yade enkonko ma o maame a wote akurase a ensuo kro nya bi no. Hospital kro ohun bi da. Banche ha ban no twitwa no de omo de ye. Wo de yade we komana 3 days no wawu. 3 days no wawu. Na they say bisan say they be empeni phone betena wo betena the empeni phone ba betena ho omo say, oh, we have recorded these cases, we have these cases, we have that cases. What machine did they use? Because ye ni bi ade a ye de say ye hwini ye ni bi enye de ye de say ye hwini keke no ade na emma wo lungs ebie na wo yare sa yade no kra enkrofo na wo yare sa yade because we don't put se wo ko hospital na se ye hu se wanya bia Australia has say yasakwa ko si different hospital na de na mrof ade na na de se bia na ye ba be kasa na ye ya trashi wo masakwa ye hospital ya ye different hotel obi o wo sa yade no obi o wo sa yade no ye de ne ko ho won't bear you nti wo pa kire say nipa na wowu wo konfo no ti o so wowu wo Kwame Nkrumah University o so wowu wo wowu ewo Accra o so wowu Techimayo me say san nipa no ehefa san nipa na wowu ye no hospital bed so na no oda na odi wu ye bed na woda so no na nipa won say wo kọ ward nipa na atiete say Ghana ye nyina eti bed na woda so you hospital ho na wowu ye no na ono nko na dani ba bi wo da bi mu ana say wono wo kanipa no mu bi ho te say de se bi wo kọhwe yarefo no wowu no ana say omo de ne ko different private hospital bi obi anka ho bi because coronavirus no when you get tested positive baby a wote no se si ayeyi wo firi nipam won ka ho so otimi survive no wasa ba nipam eti won ye nya test o se wonya coronavirus hospital hon baby a nipa won wo je be baby foforo eti government have another hospitals that they are keeping those people in that hospital nipa na wo ma tested positive ni nipa na omo ye suspected e wo Ghana no which hospital are they with the same people are they mingling with the people there in the hospital bed na omo te da so na nu abi yempe ade e bebo nipa ho ban na yesi akwa ade e yemfa nkata ya no na wo ka so kata wano na coronavirus no wagya otwede bo ana wo ka so kata wano na wagya otwede bo da bi enye sa eti yempenifo mfa no kure embra timamufo wo US wo Canada wo na wo Italy wo na mesramo you guys come together na yemfo good information emma yenkrofo omu wo fie because Minister of Health obabegina ho a kasa kura wo kan kire se wo boa the way you see his face you can see lies tears crocodile wo begina ho ye say ya record 60 se coronavirus o parties Ghana enye 68 o se 66 ni e be record o abra empower mu da so kro omo ni ayarefo ne da ho no owu ye ne wowu mpa be so no da ye wowu ye coronavirus patient wowu ayem baby a owu ye no obi ankoho if somebody die as a corona patient die in the hospital that hospital no you shutting it down and until now Italy the government should they use one hospital
sorry
the government should they use one hospital then anybody who infected with this kind of disease they put you there so more okay corona company but Ghana
our government is actually purchasing hotels on little islands that are off the coast of Australia,
coast so that they can send them there. So, people who have been infected no woman that so can you hospital na so
this guy whose name I can't say said, Abu, please talk about the villages in Ghana. Is it right to quarantine ourselves there? What I will tell you is, if you are from the village and you're already in the village, stay there.
Stay there.
If you are in the city, stay there you are and go to the village. Do not take this thing that's already in the city according to and carry it to the village. So wherever you may be, quarantine yourself there. Do not move anywhere else. And you can't even say until, because if you will get on a bus and go there, if you have your own car and you can disinfect and do all that stuff and you've proven yourself, how many measures you will have to take place. This thing stays on surfaces, so even your car tire can roll over an infected bit of spit or vomit and carry it. Stay where you are.
Let me answer bra puku. Me bra puku. Wasi, the hospital is never shut down.
Rubbish. Even here, we have 1,350 hospitals. Our hospitals are not shut down, but they are closed for non-essential services, so only emergency services. And that's here.
So one cockroach. One cockroach. One cockroach. I dare say no queen. I dare say any queen. The information was a hospital not shut down.
Rubbish.
Why the company shut down?
Even
Why somebody tested?
One of the mental health hospitals had to shut down because they were in so much debt. They had to close for X amount of time. They had to turn patients away. So what you're saying? No.
If somebody have infected with coronavirus, Melbourne National Hospital, sa hospital no, ye be close no, ni ye spray ho, me wa adwuma. Ye juma ho bako adu company, one company is close to where I work. They get infected. They have reported one case there. The company is no more. They have shut the company down. Nobody can access there until they use chemicals, whatever this to come in and sign a makwan. So if Ghana hospital now, Ghana funya corona no munya coronavirus no say your Comfort hospital hospital need to put a cross until say you be yi sa microphone na wo sa hospital honi nyina edu ama sa kwakoye self quarantine wo baby foforo. What are you talking about? What kind of coronavirus na ye kan ye agro bi keke? Huh? What are doing to they are protecting when they get cured. Africa, prepare. When white people get killed, when they get saved, they finish all this rubbish. Remember, since Kasura, in Suo Kasura, a hot. Na a hot nebe a sania, a sunny basa, Africa. And now Betty, the next case in the Bisa, and who say, when we get this kind of sickness, and I'm rough, Australia government, maybe you know, Bossy can't be a machine. 800 billion, 1 billion. Your government is waiting to go and borrow money.
It's true. They've already put in the request. And aside that, even the money that they have and the money that they are spending is on ridiculous shit. As I said, this media showboating to make the people think that he's doing something special. I will use the drone as an example. That drone that you've seen, that big white one, is just, it's a toy. It's for one, it's a large toy. It is not capable of spraying anything anywhere, okay? The only kind of a drone that is equipped and strong enough are the military grade drones that cost hundreds and millions, thousands of dollars. That can carry kilos, okay? That can carry kilos of water. If you look at this, it is large, but it's a large toy drone. I know because I've seen them. It's not capable. It doesn't have any mechanism there for the spraying of anything. But even if it did, okay, it would be capable of holding perhaps maybe 200 mils of water, and a drone that size is only capable of flying for about 30 minutes without having to recharge the battery, which also takes time, right? So even if it's spraying, can you hold this for me?
Yeah.
This one, hold this one first, or whichever, or down, and you hold it just down.
Like this.
So even if this is your little drone and it's spraying, okay?
Spray.
Now, if it sprays from up here,
you see it,
right? So you can see okay, right? Now this is about what it's going to, and you can see where it's not. So grab this one now.
This is how you spray the coronavirus.
This. Now, heaven forbid the wind blows. Okay, let's see if I can do it.
Okay.
All right. I don't know if I can do this. Hold it flat for me.
Yeah, flat like that. You see?
So you will get nothing.
Well, so
if this thing goes and it blows, and then it'll move on to the next area. So
what? So drone na ye de call no.
A drone that size does not have the capability to do a dump of disinfectant to spray and kill this disease that can sit on the surface for 6 days. It doesn't have the capability to do it.
The Ghanaians are jubilating. You know the drone, the sad part is the one kid nearly stepped on it. One kid even nearly stepped on it.
And I don't equate myself to being an FBI lady. It's common sense, really, that if a tiny little toy that can only carry 100 ml of water would spray and the wind would blow, it wouldn't get anything anywhere.
Drone? Did you know drone that carry things out? That is the military military bases. any use drone na ye did drone no timi ko ekoja even bibi kura to obi eho baby a omo timi nko no ye ho na ye did military drone wo ye betima to sa drone ye betima to drone ya adeni ye adena ye di anoma bi di agrosa ye mpenifo no ana obi biara obeba be ye president yes na wo mo ye ho ban ansana edaboni na dru wo mo ye ho ban ansana edaboni na dru enne ekuro bia se shut down every government is coming out now planning how they can pay unemployed people work seekers, how they can pay women that they are home having kids and this and that, trying to fix how they can fight for the rent, how people can pay. Government is putting all this thing. Bisaho?
Yeah. Wow, cool.
Bisaho say, see a shati Ghana down. Ye shati Ghana down. Dear ye money ye ma minimum bid. A dear ye yeremo, a dear ye mam, ye papa, a dear ye wafamo, yes, sisters mo, because one could juma undidi. So one could juma undidi. So one could juma undidi. See about the shut it down, a hin walk of a need. A hin fa, a boy any day. If you would answer the obe two, then wash your ma. A yow, a summer, a way crum Ghana and no. Tis all but you baha now become Facebook. You people me say I won't block anybody because some people the brain is still sleeping. So if you block them, that means you have blocked their how they can learn. Let them flow there. At least the words can go to his head, and if he's a reasonable person, he will go and sit down, and this thing will wobbling on his head. No, I can say, hey, and someone now call we crack and you. Information, we can give the right information. Who are watching me? When I bet my day, I'm adding good information. Your ministers and now your penny for they won't give us any information. They won't give us any right information. The coronavirus in Ghana, if not less, is higher. The right information is not there in Ghana. And if somebody have died, they don't need to go and bury him in that cemetery there. They don't need to go and bury that person there. And if somebody died, that hospital that they have died there, that hospital, they need to take all the patient that they are in that hospital, then they de-infected all the hospital, close on yes, almost shutting it down. You can't sasema obi o hawod. You can't cheer. What I say? Now, one shutting it down a bit. Then they can almost chemical be who and panwa simply bibia and sunny the nipa bebema aside nipa. Na say nipa no. Na ayare for that so that wa. Nipa no wo ayare for that so that wa. Bra. So mun nyina be say nyebi. Ade am yesi nipa no. Ba bia mo de ne kokora no. Nipa etimi infecting nipa. Ti mesram asem obroni ya santo abeka ne no. Mumma ye nyina yemfa yensa. Yen join hands. Na yem fight.
Or not. Social distancing, don't touch me.
Aye, social distancing. or in the bed too.
Not
in the bed.
No
Then social distancing in the bed.
Why don't you say that here? This is important.
Yeah, social distancing.
Yes, you will have social distancing tonight. You will be fine. Jesus Christ.
What else? Etimum yen nyina yen kam Ni nyina yen kam na yen support obian for good information mra. Mummy enjoy say, in Ghana won say wo be kan sem wo abonte say wo hwa ade TV station kan. Ana say wo hwa ade Ghana obi dia ba be tu wonom na say wo anye hwehwemu na wo so wo fa sa asem na obon say wo so na say wo boa man tro na edoso. Asa wo so wo boa ama entro adoso because they don't give the right information because of Facebook or Funti. Because of a nipple fool, Bibini Funtino.
That's it. So Juliana has said, the government in Ghana should open the hospitals the old government built with our taxes. Yes. They need to stop wasting time on crappy little drones that don't do anything and all of these other media showboating that they are doing to try and make it sound like they're doing something. They need to actually do something. Yeah.
I will later. I'll finish the program now and I'll be with you, okay? Yeah, just go. Bye-bye. So, etimi nuanu a mo hwe mo nya madaje a mo betena me pama chew for mo me bunko todwe me sremo masa hwe su ye hunu anopa wienumre. We should all come together. Ni yem boy in penny for. Mummy and boy in penny for, mummy and yen come near boy in penny for. Because information you are a yana as a by force, as so mobeka. As a by force, as so mobeka. Now, one story said if the leaders are saying this because of they will get the money from the WHO, the World Organization, the World Health Organization, a whole no dia. Mesra almost say, and no more fun to mutim. And more fast had them and two mutim. Because they won't just give you that money if you have not recorded higher number in your country. They need to see say, oh now Ghana she see a case you near Kosrosano. Then when you put your application in, you can qualify for that 100 billion. But for now, they shouldn't force if there's nothing more for force on back. So when him say, they should be serious about what they are doing there. Because what they are doing doesn't tell us there. Is it serious? And I say, yes, serious. It's because of the money that you're giving the figures, or is what? Because there's no action. There's no action. The border is still there. And the most sad thing is say, Ghana have been a corrupt to the extent say, the way I will beat me Chinika from what a year. What Chinika from what a year habon. So you see Accra here airport, Ghana International Airport go to ka. Nipan and I'm so ye musician. And I say we a minister ba. And also free minister fee. And also we minister down Funtino. Or to me or back Ghana. Yakad Akufuado Akase president Akase go and seek yourself self quarantine. No afar from Nana. I will arrive in Ghana maybe Ghana time 11:30 a.m. Yeah, they said we should go and sit in this quarantine. Me, I am not sick. Why? Charlie, you tell the immigration man so that me I can pass, or if they can get somewhere and put me. So rich people, then they too, they call the immigration. Hey, of Isa, this man father, Obuo father will come. So if Obuo father come, just let him pass. Okay? If Obuo father come, just let him come. Oh, yes, sir, boss. Yes, sir, boss. Corruption. Eti who was sika you can pass through na here for no treaty about Ghana. Yeah, babe. I will be there. Yeah. I will go. Here for any treaty about Ghana. Here for yes how or more sika sa quarantine ye dem kogu hotel enyina ye here for ye bi. So obi to say oh yeah ex footballer wonimu nkrofo e wo eye wo se won kwasike eye quarantine. One consecute. Oh, befa for na floor, Charlie. Haleba. Ah, but zo. Ekroben. Obi bet me bra fre ebiam fa se honorable Canada Japan. Media kami bawo mababe drew me babe lande Ghana china but me pese me de mean to me nkosike me self quarantine bia me de me nyare I'm not sick why my brother this world is challenge you for tell the guy so that I can just come through. I'm Pansu. Then he too will call. Then they will let him pass. Freedom of speech in Ghana. Freedom of pass. So
can I jump in? Because this Kwame Taylor Jr. has said it exactly as you were talking. It's like he was in my head. So these people are waiting for you to wipe out. So how can the World Health Organization give you money for what? Mm-hmm. The World Health Organization have already issued warnings to the African continent, the countries in Africa, regarding the request of money. Mm-hmm. They will not give you a cent until your cases are so friggin' high that the dollar they give you will not stretch. It won't do anything. It will not do anything.
Italy government was crying in the public. Mm-hmm. Did he mention say America come and help me?
Yes.
Or he said Australia government now this thing is out in hand. Can you help me?
What I think I would plead is because we know that the government is not giving the correct information. The media is not giving you the correct information. So what I would plead people is to use your data to research it yourself. Find out what other countries are doing. This is Juliana says in the UK the government have put measures for business, our rent, salary, the same thing is happening here.
Same thing here,
frozen mortgages. They're feeding money into small businesses. They're now also talking about rents. We're not safe there yet. So I would plead people to research what other countries are doing, not just for the economy side, but for the health, what they're ordering their citizens to do, the quarantining, social distancing, all of those things. Because as I said before, and I can't stress this enough, 60.8 million, right? 60.8 million Italian citizens, right? 60.8 million Italian citizens. Of those, 1,020,000 are African. Of the 86,498 cases, you were looking at a minimum 1,297 infected Africans. Of the 9,134 deaths, you were looking at a minimum of 137 African deaths. Yes. At Trinity, yes, 16 years die. So this is what we said. This thing doesn't discriminate age, race, gender, none of it. So what they are not telling you how many Africans have been infected and killed by this disease because they don't want you to know. They absolutely do not want you to know.
They know. They think if we know, we will start.
They don't want you to know. They want you to believe that you are immune to this. So by the time that you realize it's too late. So this is the first wave. This is the biomedical beginning of World War III, with over 36 US bases, another 13 countries with several bases spread throughout Africa. Once we've wiped you out, they're going for the continent.
Now you see the US military bases are fighting with the India. Then they
research yourself and find out how best to protect yourself. Self-isolate. If you are here, stay here. Do not go to the villages as some people are telling you to do. Do not do it. You will carry it there.
Thank you, Brony Azanto. You have done well. Okay?
Thank you.
Thank you for what you have done.
We're coming.
Thank you. Thank each and everyone who have been here with us. Without you, we can't make the message to across the border. And for you and me, when we come together, then we can make a change. Our government is doing his best, as we can say, but me and you also need to play our part. Stay away. Give 1.5 meters with social distancing. Make sure if you go out, you come home, you touch something or you did not touch something, go and wash your face with the soap, clean your hands, all your telephone, your car keys, wash all of them, your pen, everything, wash them, and just make everything to be safe. If it was only you, no problem. But what about if you contact with all the family members? So Australia here.
Juliana, I hear you. If not this guy bring toilet rolls from work, we can't get them. So.
Sister, I have to bring a toilet paper from work. I don't want my work to hear. I don't want them to hear that I take toilet paper. They say, "Oh, toilet paper." No, me can go me yard my real question bag. Yeah, my dear, show me bag. Me na me chrono. No toilet paper you need ha. If you go to shopping mall, zero. Me and my family cannot go shopping. Either me will go or only her will go. No family to come for shopping, one person at a time. This shows that how deadly this disease is. Imagine when this enter Africa, what are we going to do?
Kwame Taylor Jr. I appreciate that so much.
Kwame Taylor, Ti we no e wo mu say obi ani ni believe, obi e kramoni, obi e Christoni, obi e Judaism, where you say obi e say in this time ne de mesra mo say ahweye mum eye ese say de ani betu bibi so say me dem nim say ya se bi mpreduasa wonnim ena wa yare pen oyefuna ye wo ya pen ama wo de wonsa eye Awurade me yem enka wo ka asa na nka ho ato enso wo yem nu ebo wo akopem se wunya apara bi ye den enom ye ana wunya aduro bi nom ye ene ma wa hoden etime srem with all due respect, aside your belief, please just make the social distancing to be more important. Say no to the vaccine and say no to the coronavirus. Obroni ya santoa medawase. We will end the program, and any update we will bring you. Keep sharing the page.
Having his face on.
Yeah.
So.
Just keep the page going. Keep the page growing. Keep the page growing. Yen share page, yen invite it. Na minim say asama yakan enduru echena obehu say empenifo beye bibia fa ho. Minim say ye papa nom, ye maame nom, Ye mpanyinfoɔ ɔmo tie. Ye ministers.
Thank you. Bless you more.
Ye
Bless you
ministers.
more. Thank you.
Ye ministers. Ye bɛsrɛ ministers. Mesrɛw. Gamanche. Se openi Akufo-Addo say won tu a young kran Gamanche, you can shut Accra down. That is how powerful you are.
If you are more educated and knowledgeable, please feel free to open your camera and educate too, rather than sit here spruiking yourself.
This is the people that later on you see they will.
Juliana, thank you so very much for your contribution. Really appreciate it.
So, Okwawu,
and you too, stay safe.
Okwawu Easter, eba bebe. Okwawu, Mr. Okwawu hine, me pacho, put a stop. Okwawu hine, put a stop. Okwawu hine, me pacho nana, me nagu form. Mensada mensayem, put a stop. Okwawu, mun shut it down. Obiya anya no self you ho. Wo won kran a tena won kran. Se your president so wan shut it down wa. Your minister wo enkran. You can shut down Accra. Say Kumasi, say your president so on shut it down Kumasi a. Otumfo a wo te kokos wo. Na wo kasa na ba bia yedin. Obetimi a shut Kumasi down. Minister wo Kumasi. Wonso obetimi a shut down Kumasi. Ashanti region. Obetimi a shut down Ashanti region. Say nobody from Accra to Kumasi, no Kumasi to Accra until say normal betimi I know business partners travel from one place to another, but it's hard, but it need to put in place. This is what they were doing here. Government don't want to give the approve quicker. But the ministers now more on Chen, they said, we will do it, whether you like it or not. This is how powerful you are. Obia, a minister of information, the health organization, you can also shut down. That is how powerful you are. Don't give only the power for Nana. Canada, Japan, or constituency. Was Ubetima help to shut down. This is how powerful you are. You are a leader to stand by your right, but not a dictator. Medamase, a TM4 say, Muninama Kanyahum, Yen Netima. Sister Juliana, a bear me they say, Oni Obroni Yasantua, a beyadam for. Na Motimi, I then as changey ways. What it? Or boy dear, on count him. On bo be a home by wise man, Munshem Husuye, Samira Adams. Sarah Adams. Munina Munshem Husuye. So one cryer, Tanan cry. Uo Kumasi at Tina Kumasi, or Takrade, Tina Takrade, Uo Cape Coast, Tina Cape Coast, Uo a Yesunyane, Tina Sunyane, or Tamale, Tina Tamale. Say no, and your family need you. Your family need you. This disease have a reason for we. How many die in Italy? No black man have been out. Say reported. And you are telling me say one more kind of creature. So Miss Remo. Nana yaw question. Me so me da was a pa. Me bra wax. Wax me da was a big ass. Why me da was a bibri. Ti abutreka me de mu besia na ye besa ye den ahia da foforo. Obo ade en kam ho. Ahwe yie na ye the key of to say no to coronavirus. Obroni Yazantua. Say something and say bye-bye to
just thank you. Thank you very, very, very much. And just please heed our advice. Please. There's a bigger purpose for this, and we really, really want to get the message across. So thank you for sharing, using your data, listening, sharing, contributing. We appreciate it a lot. So
thank you.
Thank you.
Say bye-bye.